Hi, my name is Natalie Ledwell. I'm the founder of mymovies.com and the best-selling author of Never in Your Wildest Dreams. And my subject today is how to enjoy the benefits of meditating without meditating. So does the thought of meditating actually make you nervous? Like, do you find it really difficult to sit down and close your eyes and then keep your mind focused on nothing? So these 6 simple daily activities that I'm going to introduce to you today can actually help you enjoy the benefits of meditation without actually having to sit down and being in a Zen-like position and actually meditating. So meditation is actually a wonderful and scientifically proven habit for a really healthy mind, body, and spirit. But some people struggle. When they struggle with the time, getting the consistency, being able to sit down, and not having the family running around, trying to focus on nothing or be able to clear your mind of anything, which I don't know if you've tried meditation, but it's a little bit difficult to do. And then there's all these different techniques out there. How do I do it? How long should I do it? So there's so many things that go into meditation. So if you don't have a practice of meditation, today what I really want to do is share some techniques that you can do without you having to actually sit down and meditate specifically. Now, what most people don't know is that you don't actually have to sit down with your eyes closed for hours a day, because there are other far easier ways to get your mind into a state of meditation and to really enjoy the same benefits that meditation gives you. So what we're really talking about today is mindfulness. Now, mindfulness, I know it's the buzzword that's been bandied around quite a lot lately, but what mindfulness means is being able to drop into the moment, into the present moment in which you are right now, and just be conscious of the moment that you're in. You're not thinking about the past, you're not worrying about the future, you're not thinking about your to-do list, you're just focused and dropped in to the present moment. So here are some things that you can do that really help you with this mindfulness practice. So the first thing is you can do it while you walk your dog. If you've been following me for a little while, my little Princess Isabella, my little dog Bella, and I take her out a couple of times a day, 2 or 3 times a day, because I live in an apartment, and we walk along the marina. Now, while I'm doing that, I'm taking her out, but I'm noticing the warmth of the sun on my skin. I'm smelling the salty sea air because I kind of live near the marina. I'm looking at what's happening around me. I'm observing the boats. I'm looking at the glistening of the sun on the water. And everything that I'm doing now is just focusing on what's happening in this present moment. Okay, so you can do that simply by just walking your dog. Another you can do is when you make coffee or if you make tea, you can also drop into the moment and be conscious about what you're doing in that time. Now, my very good friend, Zena Muzica, had a tea company, actually creating a new tea company, so watch this space for more about that. But she has a practice in the morning of making tea. So, as she's boiling the water, as she's getting the tea out and smelling which tea it is that she wants to have that day, when she's, filling the teapot, when she's putting the tea in the cup, as she's stirring, like every single part of that process of making tea or coffee, whatever that is, can be a very beautiful, deep, amazing mindful practice. Especially when you're using all of your senses in that particular moment to really make that come alive. Okay. The next thing you do is while you're doing the dishes. Or if you're like me, it's when you're unpacking the dishwasher or packing the dishwasher. So again, what you're doing is just you're honing into that one particular moment. Slowly washing the dishes, making sure that everything's clean, rinsing it off, sitting it on the thing. For me, it's the packing out one by one, taking the plates out of the dishwasher one by one, putting them up into the cupboard. Then going back for a different type of plate, and then all the bowls, and putting the bowls together, and then putting that up into the cupboard. Taking out all the knives and just putting the knives away, then going back and just taking the forks. So you get the idea of what I'm talking about. Just make everything slow and everything deliberate, and just focus on the task at hand, rather than having your monkey mind going off in all different directions. Now, have you ever wondered why your best ideas actually come to you while you're showering? Well, when I researched this, I actually come across a scientist by the name of John Kabat-Zinn. Now, what he said was that the shower is a place where we can cultivate mindfulness. So when we get there and we're in the shower and we're quiet and we get still and we rest our mind, you could say that we're in awareness. And our natural impulse is to see connections that we didn't see in the moment, that they're now unimpeded because our mind is quiet enough to let it in. So for me, it's like when you ask the question and you quiet your mind long enough, an answer will always come to you. Okay, so if you want to take it a little bit further, as you shower, you can even imagine your goals and your dreams and feeling what it was like to already be there, and just let that wash over you as well. So yes, you can be in the moment, but if you want to use that as a springboard into visualizing, you achieving your goals and what it's like to already be there and what it's like to already feel like it's already there, you can also do that in the shower as well. Because, and all of these practices are, while what we're doing is we're quieting our mind long enough to be able to allow inspiration to come in. Now, where does inspiration come from? I don't know. It could come from your subconscious mind. It could come from your intuition. It could come from the unified field. It could come from God. It doesn't really matter where it comes from. What's important is that you're quiet long enough to be able to let the inspiration come through. Another way that you can do it is while you're listening to your favorite song. Often when we're doing these mindfulness practices, how we feel is really important, because remember, our emotions are the frequency that we're sending out into the universe or out into the unified field. So whatever is a vibrational match to the frequency that we send out, then being attracted back to us. So music is a fantastic way for us to get into that elevated emotion. And remember, the higher the frequency of the emotion, so our positive emotions like happiness and joy and contentment and pride and all of those, they are the frequency of abundance. So the longer we can stay in that frequency, and music really helps us to get there, the better that is and the easier we are in flow. Another way that you can do this is actually when you're riding the bus or if you're sitting in the car. Like, how many times have you stopped at a traffic light and thought, ooh, I actually don't remember driving for the last 5 minutes? It's because you can go into your subconscious mind and you can start to, visualize, you can start to be in the moment while you're driving. Driving a car is actually a subconscious mind activity. We've done it so many times repetitively that we don't actually have to think about specifically driving the car, because we go into this automatic subconscious program. So it's a really good opportunity for us to step in, put our minds into a mindful place. The other thing you can do is when you're watching a fire or a candle, have you ever noticed how hypnotic that fire can be? So if you've ever been at like with a candle, if you've been in a fire, an outdoor bonfire, whatever that's called, whatever you call it here in the US, it can be very mesmerizing, and because you're focusing on the one flame or the one thing, it actually helps you to keep your mind quiet. And another thing is coloring. So have you ever wondered what was the purpose of these adult coloring books? Well, the reason that they exist is to help you get into a mindful state, to help you get into a meditative state, because you're just focusing on the task at hand and and coloring, and you're stopping all these other thoughts from coming in. So it's a really good mindfulness activity as well. Okay, well, my name is Natalie Ledwell, and I hope that you've enjoyed this video today on how to meditate without actually meditating. And remember to comment below. And if there's some kind of perspective that you have on mindfulness or practices that you have, would love for you to share them below. And don't forget to subscribe to the Mind Movies YouTube channel for more videos on personal growth and the law of attraction. So thank you for watching, and bye for now.